My name is Sharon Brunk. Today I'm going to be doing a test on Bounty paper towels to see how well they absorb water. To perform this test, I will be using a hard plastic plate, a digital scale, colored water, which is colored kind of a pinkish purple color just so it shows up well on the plate, paper towels of course, a 2 milliliter measuring cup, a timer, and I just have this little bowl for disposal. In order to perform this test, we'll have a few independent variables. The only dependent variable in this test will be this paper towel versus other paper towels that are being tested in other videos. So let's begin. Here's our digital scale. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. The scale offers options in milliliters. Let's see, I don't remember what they are, so I'll just turn it off again. Let's see, I've got grams, milliliters, fluid ounces as options. I'm going to be using grams. And the reason that we're using grams is because we're going from a dried to a wet measure of unit, and a unit of measure, so it's more consistent to do it in grams. So I'm going to go ahead and place this plastic plate on the digital scale. I'm going to zero that scale out, and then I'm going to measure some water. The goal for the measurement of water is going to be 86 grams because that's going to be consistent with the amount of water that has been performed in other tests of this nature by me. Sorry, I've got this in fluid ounces. Let me switch that over. And milliliters, fluid ounces, grams. There we go. Zero that back out. I was like, wait, that's way too much water. Okay, so that's too much too. It's close. We take about 4 grams away from that. My understanding, a paper towel weighs 1 gram, so it's a pretty light unit of measure. So I've got the scale and the water. It's at 86 grams. Now I'm going to just put the water out of the way after I record my results. I'm going to grab my paper towel. I like to take the first paper towel off because it might skew the test because it's got glue on it. So we don't want to skew the test with any extra. So we're going to go ahead. This is a regular standard Bounty. So 2 sheets is how many sheets I'm going to be using to measure. And 2 sheets in this case is 2 sheets. They're not half sheets or anything special or extraordinary. To do this test consistently, I found that it's best if I put the water on the plate, have the paper towel over the plate, set the timer, and place the paper towel at the same time. That way, we get it kind of conclusively done at the same time instead of 1 step, 2 step. It's kind of consistent that way. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this water onto the plate. I'm going to put this paper towel, it's not actually touching the water yet, you see that? Put this paper towel right over the plate and kind of get it ready. And then I'm going to come over here and set the timer to go. As you can see, we started with 60 seconds on the clock. The clock is going to get to 30 seconds. I'm not going to stop the timer because of the continuity. I'm going to simply lift the paper towels up and see how much water is left behind. So we're checking to see in 30 seconds how much water was absorbed, and then let the water kind of run off to see how much it actually absorbed and not just touched for a second. Whoa. So I'm folding this so that the paper towel can actually not, yeah, I need the water to stay on the plate. So that's why this paper towel is folded. So we've got 7 more seconds. Looks like so far, 3, 2, 1. For this first test that was performed, there was 23 grams of water left behind. I'm going to dump that water out. Now I'm going to weigh the wet paper towel. This wet paper towel is only 39 grams. Interestingly enough, test number 1 is going to be invalidated, and here's why. I did not remember to measure the weight of the dry paper towels. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry this plate off completely. Make sure there's no water on here because it kind of went everywhere. Reset this timer. So now I'm going to make sure that this is zeroed out and it's still on grams. I'm going to start by measuring the paper towel weight because that's what I forgot the first time. So I've got 2 standard Bounty paper towels. I'm going to see how much those weigh. So this paper towel weighs 6 grams. These 2. I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to go ahead and measure the water now. Remember the goal, the target for the water is 86 grams. And we need that to be a consistent number, so it's not just the target, it's what the number's actually going to be. There we go. So now we're at 86 grams of water. Now move that off to the side, and I'm going to record that result. Now we're going to start again with the timer. First, I'm going to pour this water onto the plate. I'm going to hover my paper towel over the plate, and we're going to hit the go button on the timer. And again, we're watching. We can see that this absorbs very quickly, which is great. But we're checking to see how much water is absorbed in 30 seconds. And after that 30 seconds, we will, of course, be checking the runoff of the water to see how much the paper towel weighs and what's left behind. 3 seconds, 2, 1. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. We'll do it a little bit neater than we did last time. We're going to watch this kind of drip off for 30 seconds. 15 more seconds. Looks like it stopped dripping, but we're going to just make sure that the test is consistent. So obnoxious little timer on here. 0. And so now, as we're looking at the scale, there are 25 grams of water left behind. I'm going to dump this water into this little bowl over here without getting my computer wet. Now we're going to weigh this wet paper towel. This wet paper towel weighs 39 grams. That concludes the second test, but of course we do have to do it 2 more times because the first one I forgot to measure the weight of the dry paper towel. Measure the weight of the paper towels. Just checking. I was checking that just to see if it made a difference, if it was a folded paper towel or not. It doesn't. It's 6 grams. It's 6 grams. No difference in weight either way. We're going to go ahead and pour the water. Remember, the target weight for this is 86 grams. Now, we're not actually measuring 86 grams of water because we're not accounting for the weight of the cup. we're simply measuring the weight of the water in the cup. And we're keeping that at a consistent 86 grams. I'm going to reset that timer. This is at 86 grams. I'm going to go ahead and pour this water onto the plate. Put that out of the way. Timer is reset with 1 minute on the clock. And again, that is for continuity. We don't want to stop the clock in order to get the 30 seconds and 30 seconds. It wouldn't be fair. And we're going to go ahead and hit start. See how we do. Another 10 seconds left on the clock. 2, 1. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. And we're just going to let some of that water run off to see how much this paper towel actually absorbed. Another 15 or so seconds on this. Move my scale up so I can just look at the number. Looks like it's pretty much done dripping again, so that's good. 2, 1. I'm going to record this at 26 grams and stop this obnoxious alarm. Go ahead and dump off this water runoff. And now we're going to weigh the wet paper towel. In this instance, this wet paper towel is 37 grams. And if you recall, test number 1 was failed because I didn't weigh the dry paper towel. So we're actually going to perform this test one more time, just so that we know for sure that there wasn't a difference or variation in the weight of the dry paper towel, as far as maybe they only weighed 4 ounces or I don't know, something different could have happened. So okay, got our 2 paper towels. I'm going to go ahead and put that right on the scale. And like before, consistent with the others, it does weigh. This says A, B, C, D. It does weigh 6 grams. That's my B test. My A test, of course, is how much does the water weigh with the cup. I'm going to put this empty cup on there, and we're going to get this to 86 grams exactly. Four, 85, 86. My computer sure likes to turn off. Okay, so I'm going to remove that from the scale. I'm going to get my timer set up. I'm going to go ahead and pour the water onto the dry plate. As you can see, the purple does help show so that you can actually see the water. And now we're going to go ahead and hover this paper towel over the plate, and we're going to hit the go button. This should be the last test. Looks like everything is running consistently. We had 86 grams of water in this test, as in the test prior. The paper towel was consistent at 6 grams. We've got 3, 2, 1 second, and we're going to go ahead and pull this paper towel up. We're going to let it drip. I'm not wringing it out because I don't think that that would be fair, as far as the testing goes, because I could squeeze harder one time, and because I don't have a way of measuring how hard my squeeze is, I'm not going to squeeze it. I'm simply letting it naturally drip. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop button because that's obnoxious. In this case, the water left behind is 26 grams. I'm going to remove the water from the plate. And we're going to weigh this wet paper towel. In this case, this paper towel weighs 38 grams, which is consistent with the rest of the test. That concludes my bounty test. Thank you.